Helena's moon tea scene explained. Why did Helaena say, "It's mine"? House of the Dragon Season 3, Episode 5. Warning, this video contains spoilers for House of the Dragon Season 3, Episode 5. One of the most emotional and unforgettable moments in House of the Dragon, Season 3, Episode 5, doesn't involve dragons or a battlefield. Instead, it takes place behind closed doors. A quiet conversation between Alicent and Helaena suddenly turns into one of the most heartbreaking scenes of the season. Alicent brings Helaena a cup of moon tea and asks her to drink it. At first, Helaena quietly refuses. But when Alicent insists and tries to force the decision upon her, Helaena suddenly shouts, "It's mine." That single line completely changes the scene. Not because Helaena raises her voice, but because this is a side of Helaena we have almost never seen before. So why did she react that way? Why was Alicent determined to give her moon tea? And what could this decision mean for the future of House Targaryen? Let's break it down. To understand this scene, we first need to understand what moon tea represents in the world of Westeros. Moon tea is more than a herbal drink. It is often used to prevent a pregnancy from continuing in its earliest stages. Throughout the history of Westeros, it has quietly shaped the future of noble families and royal bloodlines. That is why Alicent secretly asked the Grand Maester to prepare it. She is not acting out of hatred toward Helaena. She is acting out of fear. Alicent understands something that Helaena refuses to accept. In the middle of the Dance of the Dragons, no royal child is ever just a child. Every baby born into House Targaryen immediately becomes part of the succession. Every prince or princess becomes another possible claimant to the Iron Throne. And every claimant becomes a target. Alicent has already watched her family fall apart because of competing claims to the throne. She has seen brothers fight brothers, families betray one another, and innocent children become victims of political ambition. Now she fears that another child could be pulled into exactly the same nightmare. From Alicent's perspective, preventing that future is an act of protection. She believes that if the baby is never born, the child can never become another victim of the war. It is an impossible choice. But Alicent believes it is the lesser of two tragedies. Helaena, however, sees the situation very differently. She does not see another heir. She does not see another political problem. She sees her baby. Nothing more, nothing less. That is why her response is so emotional. When Alicent tries to force the moon tea on her, Helaena finally reaches her breaking point. She shouts, "It's mine." Those two words carry years of grief, years of loss. Throughout the series, Helaena has remained quiet. She rarely argues. She rarely challenges anyone. Even when terrible things happen around her, she often withdraws into silence. That is why this moment is so shocking. For perhaps the first time, Helaena refuses to let someone else make a decision for her. She is no longer the quiet princess who simply accepts her fate. She becomes a mother protecting her child. There is another heartbreaking layer to this scene. Helaena has already experienced every parent's worst nightmare. She knows what it feels like to lose a child. That pain has never left her. So when Alicent asks her to give up another baby, Helaena cannot do it. To everyone else in the room, the pregnancy represents politics. To Helaena, it represents hope. Hope that after everything she has lost, she still has something worth protecting. That is why the line, "It's mine," feels so powerful. She is not claiming a future king. She is not claiming the Iron Throne. She is claiming the right to be a mother. The scene also reveals just how different Alicent and Helaena have become. Alicent has spent years making painful decisions for the survival of her family. She believes sacrifice is sometimes necessary. Helaena refuses to accept that way of thinking. She believes some things are simply too precious to sacrifice. Neither woman believes she is doing the wrong thing. Both are acting out of love. Alicent wants to protect Helaena from a future filled with bloodshed. Helaena wants to protect the life growing inside her. That emotional conflict is what makes this one of the strongest scenes of the season. It is not about choosing between right and wrong. It is about two women trying to protect the people they love in completely different ways. There is one final detail that makes this moment unforgettable. For most of the Dance of the Dragons, kings make decisions. Queens make decisions. Councils make decisions. But in this scene, Helaena finally makes one for herself. No matter what consequences may come, no matter how dangerous the future becomes, she refuses to let anyone else decide the fate of her child. In that single moment, Helaena finds a strength that few people believe she possesses. Whether her decision ultimately brings hope or tragedy remains to be seen, but one thing is certain. Her words, "It's mine," may become one of the defining moments of House of the Dragon. So, what do you think? Was Alicent truly trying to protect Helaena by asking her to drink the moon tea? Or do you believe Helaena made the only choice a loving mother could make? There is another layer to this scene that makes it even more tragic. Neither Alicent nor Helaena is actually fighting each other. They are both fighting against the future. Alicent has spent years watching her family destroyed by the struggle for the Iron Throne. She watched King Viserys die. She watched Aegon become king under impossible circumstances. She watched Aemon embrace violence. She watched her grandchildren become targets simply because they were born into House Targaryen. From Alicent's perspective, every new royal child brings another life into an endless cycle of fear and bloodshed. That is why she secretly asked the Grand Master to prepare the moon tea. She believes that preventing one birth today may save that child from a lifetime of suffering tomorrow. It is one of the most painful decisions a mother could ever make. But Alicent believes she is protecting Helaena from experiencing another unbearable loss. Helaena cannot accept that reasoning. She has already lived through the greatest pain a mother can experience. She has already watched one innocent child become a victim of the Dance of the Dragons. She knows that nothing can erase that memory. Nothing can replace the child she lost. Now fate has given her another chance to become a mother. To everyone else, this pregnancy is dangerous. To Helaena, it is a miracle. That is why she protects her unborn baby without hesitation. One of the most powerful details in the scene is not what Helaena says, is what she does. As Alicent moves closer with the moon tea, Helaena instinctively places her hands over her stomach. She is no longer thinking like a princess. She is no longer thinking like a queen. She reacts exactly as a mother would. Her first instinct is to protect her baby. That simple gesture tells the audience everything they need to know. Then comes the line that changes the entire scene. "It's mine." For most characters, those words would simply express ownership. For Helaena, they express something much deeper. She is saying that this child is not a political symbol, not another heir, not another piece in the game for the Iron Throne. This is her baby. Her responsibility. Her hope. And no one has the right to take that away from her. Another reason this moment surprises viewers is because of Helaena herself. Throughout the series, she has always spoken softly. She rarely raises her voice. She often keeps her emotions hidden behind quiet expressions and mysterious visions. That is exactly why Alicent looks so shocked. She has probably never heard Helaena speak with that much anger and determination before. For the first time, Helaena refuses to be silent. She refuses to let someone else decide her future. In many ways, this is the moment Helaena finally takes control of her own life. Whether that decision ultimately brings happiness or heartbreak remains to be seen. But Episode 5 makes one thing absolutely clear. Behind Helena's quiet personality is a mother's courage. And when the life of her child is at stake, even the gentlest member of House Targaryen is willing to stand against everyone, including her own mother. I'd also love to hear your thoughts on one more question. How do you think Helena's decision will change the future of House Targaryen and the Dance of the Dragons? Share your theories in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more House of the Dragon breakdowns, hidden details, ending explained videos, and Game of Thrones lore. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.